Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Connected Church News for leaders of nonprofits, churches, and faith based organizations. I'm Nachi Lazarus, and this week we have news from LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. This is the show where we bring you the top 5 digital and social media news you need to know for this week in less than 5 minutes. Let's get started. Our first big news of this week is from Facebook. Facebook launches a new mobile app for its Creator Studio tool. Creator Studio is a tool within Facebook which helps you manage multiple Facebook pages, Instagram accounts. It can do some very useful things like publishing and scheduling posts. So this is a tool that's been used by admins a lot. Now this gets a mobile app. The mobile app is still a basic version. It's the first version, I guess, and it has some features which are interesting, like it can give you insights, analytics, and also it will give you ability to edit your video titles and descriptions. It can help you reply to comments and messages, and it can also manage multiple accounts for you. So this is more like a companion for the desktop app. So suppose you do some work on the desktop app and then you have to get out, then you can use the app to make some tweaks. At this stage, that's what it is, but I'm sure in the coming versions they will evolve this. So if you manage multiple Facebook pages for your nonprofit or ministry, do check it out. Seems like a good tool to have. Our next news is about TikTok. TikTok has released new safety features and parental controls in order to give more control to the parents and protect young users online. The app says parents will now be able to remotely restrict feed content, stop direct messages, and limit how much time their child spends on the app by linking their children's account to their own profiles. TikTok also says that they are introducing an in-app prompt that will encourage users to spend less time on the app, which is very interesting. This is probably one of the ways in which TikTok is trying to answer all the questions posed by US and UK regulators about the safety aspect of the app, considering how fast they are growing and how many millions of children are using it on a daily basis. Our next news is from LinkedIn. LinkedIn has released a new feature that will help you showcase your achievements and your updates in your LinkedIn profile. This section is called Featured Section, and LinkedIn says the Featured Section allows you to showcase samples of your work to people who view your LinkedIn profile. This is a great way to provide evidence of your skills and experience. Now, if you see, this section sits right below your main profile header and above your activity listing, so that people don't have to scroll down to see all the samples of your work and anything that you wish to highlight. If you have not been using LinkedIn for a while, you definitely need to check it out, because LinkedIn has been improving a lot. They have been adding a lot of interesting elements, and they are growing very fast. And so if you have not been optimizing your LinkedIn usage for your ministry or nonprofit growth, then it's time for you to revisit LinkedIn and start using it more. Our next news is about Snapchat. Snapchat has released a new feature called Ground Transformation. Ground Transformation is an augmented reality AR effect which transforms the floor which you're shooting. Let's say you're taking your Snapchat camera and you are shooting the floor. You can now transform the floor into a water or a lava or a few other things. Now, even though this sounds like just a visual effect kind of a feature, which seems like does not have many practical applications, I wanted to bring this to your notice to show you what is happening with AR. Augmented reality has been around for many years now, and it has not evolved into something that can be applied on a big way. But starting now, with all the cameras becoming more powerful and all the social media apps becoming more powerful, they are starting to integrate augmented reality into many of the applications. So you, as a ministry or nonprofit, if you are into visual communication which involves people using a camera, then you definitely want to consider thinking about integrating augmented reality to make things interesting for the user. Our final news of this week is about Twitter. Twitter seems to be experimenting with new ways of fighting misinformation. According to this article by NBC News, Twitter is testing brightly colored labels directly beneath the lies and misinformation posted by politicians and other public figures. Twitter has been leading the way when it comes to fighting misinformation on social media, but this testing is a bold one, and if it comes through after the testing phase, then it'll be very interesting to see how tweets with misinformation or lies will have brightly colored labels below them, displaying that it is a misinformation. So it'll be very interesting to see how this trend goes, and how other channels will also learn from the step that Twitter is trying to take, and hopefully social media will become a much better place with less misinformation and lies. Well, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to dig deeper into any of the stories that I talked about, I've got all the source links and details in our news page, nachilazarus.com/news. Do check it out. I will see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, stay connected, stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.